Hello, everyone. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. I'll just wait for more people to join. I think this setup can be a bit better. Of course, I have a million technical difficulties right when I'm about to start. It's actually really hard to live stream. And I'm not seeing things in real time, so it's kind of annoying. You can see my messy bed in the background. Alright, so let's see, where are we? Where are we? Yeah. Can you see everything? Okay, I think you can. I'm just gonna bring the... Get closer. Get closer. Okay. Let's see. Absolutely no one. That is wonderful. I'm just gonna wait a bit longer, see if anyone comes. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just start a run. And then if anyone comes, they come. So at least they know I'm doing something. Okay. I just realised you can't see anything. That's kind of annoying. I'm trying to get to grips with this area webcam. Let's see. Yeah, it's not working, is it? Just go back to webcam. Maybe. Maybe that works. Oh, that's better. Yeah, it's a better view. It's kind of annoying because, like, because the, I don't know what I was going to say. I guess I should just continue drawing. Why don't I put something in the background? Let's put something in the background. Can I? Oh, so I can hit this. That's cool. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if this is better, or if it's still using my laptop link. Oh my god. Really? okay, well, I'm live streaming, I suppose. I'm sorry if there's like anyone actually listening right now. You're probably like, what is going on right now? I don't know, technically for me, no one's watching until they comment. So, let's see. Let's see. Hello? No. Hello? 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 Oh, okay, there we go. Hello? Yeah, I think this is the right mic. Let me check. Hi, if anyone's there, can you put in the comments? Let me check. Hi, if anyone's there. Oh, okay. Put in the comments. That just made the mic really bad, didn't it? Let me check. Okay, I think this is slightly better. Hello? Hello? Okay. Fine. There's like a terrible background noise, but that's probably because I need a new laptop. Okay. Just try to get started. It's like 8 minutes in. Hi, Kavesh. Nice to have you. I know, right? Like, this is so long overdue. Seriously. Okay. Anyway, today what I'm going to be doing, seeing as we have one person here, I'm just going to be drawing this massive sketchbook. It's really big. It's like this A2 size sketchbook, which was supposed to be, oh my goodness, I just changed the camera angle. Yeah, you do not need to see all of this. It's my room. So, this is basically a really big A2 sketchbook that I was supposed to fill for one of my videos, but I wasn't able to finish it, and also my last live stream was not so great. It didn't go well, so I just made the video for Saturday instead. But now I have this page where it's like just got some stuff on it, but then the bottom part is empty, right? So I'm gonna work on just filling this, I guess, today. So that's what I'm doing. Basically, these are just objects around my room. Just random objects. And I quite like this section. This section turned out good. This is when I had the patience to draw in this. And then this section is when I stopped having the patience and I was like, oh, this sketchbook is a bit too big. So I'm gonna try and like stick to this style and just like keep objects kind of separate, and it also fills the page faster. I don't know why I thought this method was working. It was totally not working. But yeah, I think let's just see where this goes. And yeah, I suppose I'm kind of talking into the void. Are you drawing from references or imagination? I think also this is kind of, it's lagging a bit, so perhaps what I'm saying is, like maybe, because I kind of answered that question, maybe it's lagging, but I'm drawing from stuff in my room. I have a very hard time drawing from imagination. So yeah, I hope you can all hear me properly. If you can, please let me know. Yeah, this is like my second time doing a live stream. I don't know why, the first time was really easy, but then the second time is just really, oh my god. I think also I have PTSD from like the previous time. My parents made so much fun of me, oh my god. But luckily it's working now, yay. Okay, and also the pressure of a live stream is gonna mean that I draw terribly. This isn't so much for the drawing aspect as it just is for the fact that I just wanted to do a live stream. Because I quite like live streams. I think they're fun, and I appreciate it when YouTubers that I really like do live streams, because it's nice. I mean, I never catch them, I always miss them, but it's nice just having that there, like if I want some company when I'm drawing or something, to know that that could be there. So yeah, I'm just drawing a flag that's sitting on my shelf. It's the UAE flag. It's quite big actually. This says 101 things to draw, but this was actually from a prompt list by Sketchbook School, who are on YouTube. But when I looked at the prompt list after I'd written this, I was like, yeah, I can't do all of that in one sitting. Because it was like, draw your lunch, draw your coffee, draw your whatever, you know, draw your shoes, draw your this, draw your that. And it was like, oh, okay, this is supposed to be drawn over like 101 days, like that's the point. So then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to change this, but whatever. Whatevers. I did actually draw this flag somewhere else. I drew it here. And I also drew like with ink. Sorry, I painted with some Chinese ink as well, diluted with water to give the different shades. So that's that. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything you want to say, just put it in the chat. Let's have a conversation, because otherwise this is going to be kind of boring. Me just talking. I mean, I can totally do that, but I would feel like a bit of a fool, even though I do it all the time. Yeah. Right before this live stream, my camera started glitching for some reason on the streaming software. Like, the camera itself was fine, but then the streaming software just didn't, I don't know, it didn't accept it, so then I had to switch to my crappy webcam, so now I'm on a really bad webcam. And also the angle, because the webcam is like with a wire, it means that I really am struggling to draw properly. Oh my god, I shouldn't have been so ambitious with this live stream. Let's see, what else can I draw in my room? Let's draw, there's a clock. Let's draw my clock. Okay, I'm gonna shut up for a bit so I can actually get something drawn. I think, referring back to one of my videos where I drew like this, like Matisse, with the kind of the pen, you're holding the pen at the end, maybe it would help a bit in loosening up, because I think at this point this page is kind of a mess, so why don't we just go with it? I think it's just best. It's what, 9:15 at this point? Let's make it 9:10. Yeah, what time is it where you are in the world? Let me know. And what are your New Year's plans? Probably just staying in, right? What else are we supposed to do? Yeah. Oh, my Omicron's like really bad in Dubai now. I mean, not so bad that everything's shut down, but still, like, it's getting bad. I was working from home for the last 2 days because one of my colleagues got COVID, but he didn't get COVID at the office. He got it during his Christmas weekend. So luckily he's not been in the office since, so hopefully it should be fine. And I'm negative, so it's fine. I was supposed to talk about lessons that I learned from 2021, but honestly, like, I'm so out of it. I'm just struggling to even do this drawing that I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know if I can do both at the same time. The last live stream was cool because, you know, there was a lot of audience interaction. There was only 2 people, but there was a lot of audience interaction. Like, you know, the 2 people who were there were asking questions and things. So yeah, I mean, that's the point of a live stream, you know, is to like talk and stuff. So just talk and interact. So yeah, if you have any questions, you know, just put it in the chat. Let's start a conversation. Okay, drew my clock. Now I'm gonna draw, there's this what my friend calls the Aspiring Tower of Books, which I have. It's basically the list of books that you want to read, but may actually, that are just sitting there next to your bed. I have exactly that, and I'm going to hit this flag. No! Damn it. It's okay. Just gonna let it go. I think I knew that this was kind of an ambitious thing to do for a live stream, because I was already kind of nervous about doing it, but at the same time I kind of wanted to just like embrace the messiness of it, and just like show you guys that not everything has to be perfect. Yeah, this is really difficult. I'm using a 0.05 pen, by the way, Stabler. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do this for, because I'm getting there's a lot of things I learned in 2021. There's a lot of things I did actually in 2021. I feel like the first half, like Q1, I would say till from like Jan to March was pretty boring, and I was pretty like, I guess creatively, oh gosh, yeah, that's pretty normal. I'm a very clumsy person. But Q1 was pretty normal, and then I was so, I guess, down with my job and stuff. I just really wanted a new job. And then in April, I had the idea to like start the podcast. So I interviewed digital artists. I basically had the idea to start this podcast, and I did it, and I was planning all through April, through May, to start this podcast, and I released it in June finally. And I also, in April, 30th of April, I released my first YouTube video. And so I've been consistently making YouTube videos since April, pretty much, which has been a journey, actually. The podcast was good. I think I've already talked about that quite a lot. You can check it out. It's in my YouTube bio, so you can check it out there if you want the link and stuff. But let's talk about YouTube, because that's more relevant. YouTube has been something that I've wanted to start since I was like 12. So it's been a dream that's been over 10 plus years. It's well needed. What's the word? But you know what I mean, like it's clearly something that I've been wanting to do for a while, so it's a good thing that I finally started it. And I think all of the things that I did in 2020 was oh, I need to make this down. Yeah, okay, there we go. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, the things I did in 2020 kind of fed into me actually starting this channel, because in 2020 I focused a lot on like public speaking, and also I was teaching some courses and things for like teenagers, because I had graduated the previous year, and so I kind of wanted to share that knowledge. And I think that kind of led into led into this YouTube channel, because I realized how much I really like teaching art and design. Not so much teaching, like I'm not really a teacher, because I'm still learning, more just like sharing what I know. I think that's the important thing, and I feel like anyone can do that. You don't need to be a teacher to do that, because you know, I've said this before somewhere, maybe on the channel, but anyone can teach anyone. Like a 5-year-old can teach a 4-year-old, you know, and we all learn from everyone anyway, like subconsciously, so why not just make a conscious effort to teach things to people that you know. And I personally really like design thinking, and I think it's something that is not taught in schools, unfortunately, and it's a very important skill. So yeah, that's why I really wanted to talk about it. That's kind of where the channel name came from, Design Draw Do, because I am a designer, but I also draw, clearly, and I think the most important thing is to do. Like, there are loads of people who want to draw, want to design, but they don't actually do things. So that's actually where the channel name came from, and it was just cool. It's just one of those things that came to me, kind of like the Pencil Paper Podcast. Like, that's just one of those names that just came to me, and I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. So I just used it. Yeah, so that's that. I'm just drawing a pile of books that is next to my bed. Paz says, yesterday I finished watching all of your videos. They are very good. Thank you so much, Paz. That is really, really sweet of you. Thank you. And which one was your favourite? What did you learn? I'd love to know. Please let me know. Okay, so what I've realised recently is about drawing materials is that for most of my drawing career, I've basically used a pen like this, because this is what we use in architecture school mainly. But I've realised it's actually a lot more freeing to use a pencil. Like a coloured pencil or a drawing pencil, because the thing with a pen is you can only draw lines. Like, it's really hard to do values like this. Like, if I wanted to shade this with a pencil, I could just and be done. But with a pen, you have to be very exact, and you have to use lines to fill things in, which is one type of aesthetic, but it's just very tedious. And I realised that I do not like that so much, which is why I started filling things in with ink, because it just filled the page a bit more. So yeah, great, we have a box in the house, wonderful. Let's just block this dude. Alright. Yeah, okay, cool. There are 3 people here. Hi, whoever you are. I can't see who you are, so yeah, just if you want to make yourself known, you can put a comment in the chat. I'd love to know who you are. It's really nice to meet subscribers, because the thing is with things that you do on the internet, it's really hard to like people just become numbers, which is really sad, because if you think about it, like I have 1,000+ subscribers, right? Which is awesome. But, you know, because they're just a number, technically, not technically, but what I'm seeing is just a number, so it's kind of just like, it doesn't really make a big difference, especially now that YouTube is a big thing, and, you know, 1k subs is like nothing, right? But if you think about it in reality, it's like, whoa, there are 1,300 people following me. That's crazy. Like, imagine a room full of 1,300 people. That's a lot of people. To say that, you know, 1,300 people decided it was worth subscribing to you, it's crazy. Like, that's a crazy number. You know, like 1 million is obviously insane, but like incomprehensibly insane. Having said that, I mean, out of your 1,000 subs, only a fraction will actually watch your videos, and then only a fraction of them will like your videos and be like active supporters of your videos. So yeah, I mean, it's not like that's technically an accurate reflection of your fan following, I suppose. And also, throughout the years, I feel like people will come and go. Like, for example, there are tons of YouTubers who I watched when I was younger, who maybe I don't watch now. And it's not like hard feelings or anything, it's just like, you know, your tastes change, and that's fine, you move on. So yeah, but it's kind of scary actually, like, just the uncertainty of doing something like YouTube and, something like content creation. It's just, yeah. I think that my favourite video is the one that I watch, which is Sketching With Me #1. Oh, okay, that's cool. That was actually, well, it's basically a live stream, but I didn't know how to live stream then. Yeah, the intention behind that was to do something similar to this, just talking and drawing. But at the time, for some reason, I could do it really well back then. But now I'm really struggling. Maybe because I don't have like a defined outcome. I should probably do something similar if I'm in a live stream, in the sense that I should just tackle a small subject and just live stream with that, you know? Rather than trying to fill up a whole A2 page. But actually that video, you know what's so funny? That video is, I made a video after that where I basically compiled a bunch of hacks that I talked about in that video, without even knowing. Like, they were just things that I just said. They just came out of me, like that, you know, they're just stuff that I know and use on a daily basis. And I made that video, and that video went viral. I mean, that was the video that got me to 1k subs, pretty much. I mean, like, it's on 32,000 views now, which is crazy for someone who has 1k subs. That is definitely my most popular video on this channel. And it's so funny because that video was made from a video, so technically I didn't even make new content, I was just reusing content. But secondly, I did not even put in a lot of effort into that video. Like, I literally just set up an overhead camera and I just started drawing and talking, and like, it was the easiest thing in the world. So it's crazy because this just shows time and time again how you do not need to do fancy stuff to get good content out there. So yeah, I'd actually buy the sketch. Oh my god, please. That is so sweet, but it's so funny when people say that. Like, literally, I look at my work and I'm like, what is this? But there's one thing I want to clarify actually. I'm not a teacher. Like, when I put out my videos, sometimes I feel like an imposter, because I'm like, I'm not a teacher. Like, who am I? I'm no one. Like, I'm a student of art. Like, I'm learning, and I'm a beginner, but I'm slightly more advanced than a beginner. Which is why I feel that I can share stuff, right? But at the same time, you don't know whose teaching style is going to click. You don't know how your words are going to affect someone else. So I think it's relevant, even if, like I said, a 5-year-old teaching a 4-year-old. Like, I realize there's no movement on the screen, so I need to like keep my hands here. I'm just gonna get a towel for my ink, so I'll just give me 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. And I have this old, very old towel that I use to like wipe my brushes and stuff. So I'm gonna just start adding some colour now. What are we on? We're on half an hour. Can you believe that? This took me half an hour. Like, what? This took me half an hour? This would take 5 minutes in normal time. Oh my goodness. I can see, you know, I used to think like, why do people film themselves when they're live streaming? Like, what is there to see? But now I understand, because you're just hearing my voice otherwise. But I'm kind of scared to show myself in person, which is why I don't really do it. Because, you know, when you do that, there's no turning back, really. So, yeah. Oh, did it move? Okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay. Hello? Can you see me? Yep. Okay. Where are we? Let's start with the books first. Let's just put this here. So I'm using a water brush pen. It's a Derwent, and it is filled with diluted Chinese ink. When I say Chinese ink, it's just bought from like a thrift store kind of place. It's not very like expensive or anything. It was just for me to try, pretty much. But yeah, I diluted it down, and now I'm dipping it in ink itself, which is why it's so dark. It wouldn't be this dark normally coming out of this tube, but I think it's actually clogged. Like, this got clogged with ink, so I can't really use it as it is. So I have to kind of. This is really difficult to do when. Yeah. But anyway, what did you guys feel? What did you guys feel about 2021? How was 2021 for you? I kind of talked about my YouTube channel and how it affected me. I didn't talk about where I want it to go though. But yeah, obviously I want it to grow. I want to hopefully get monetized next year, in 22. I really hope that can happen, because, you know, I think it's not selfish to, as a YouTuber or a content creator, to start wanting money from these things, because you're putting your time and effort out there, and you're doing it, obviously you're doing it because you enjoy doing it, but also because you need to live as well, right? You need to see some growth and all of that. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can start getting monetized. Yeah, and just sharing my journey, getting better, do more live streams, get better at that. I hope one day I can get to a point where I'm like, hey, remember the days when live streaming was hard? Yeah, I hope I can get to that point. But yeah, because I see like YouTubers that I enjoy, they live stream like every week or something. It's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool idea. I might just focus on this sketch and then call it a day. Or a night, should I say. Yeah. I can't believe it's the end of 21. Like, I keep thinking, I've said this to so many people by accident, that, oh yeah, in 2021 next year. And they're like, wait, what are you talking about, Nora? It's 2022 next year. And I'm like, what? I can't believe that. Yeah, like it feels like 2021 is just an extension of 2020. Hi, pizza. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. I'm just doing a messy sketch, trying to fill this A2 sketchbook that I very mistakenly decided to draw on. One of my biggest fears is actually drawing big. That's something that I really need to combat. I have a big fear of that, and I know a lot of people do as well. I really need to combat it. one of my fears is drawing big, and also making finished pieces of work. That is something that I really struggle with, because I'm a really messy like artist, as you can tell. I'm kind of laughing at how like terrible this is, but that's kind of the point as well. Like, my work isn't finished, it's not perfect, and it's okay, because I think at some point like expression just kind of trumps. Hey, you can kind of tell what this is, so it's okay. Yeah, but I titled this live stream lessons. Let's talk about lessons from 21. Yeah, because I was supposed to talk about lessons that I've learned. So maybe I'll talk about a few. I had some notes down. I have a few friends that also like to draw and sketch, so I'm sharing my videos with them. Yeah, please do. That would be amazing. I hope that it helps them. Like, genuinely, I did not ever think that this channel would go in the direction of urban sketching, because I was like, initially when I saw that the urban sketching video was taking off, I was like, oh, I mean I wanted to do videos on digital art as well, so I was kind of just like, oh, maybe I'll do both. But I noticed that the digital art videos really weren't doing that well, and I found that really strange, because I thought people really enjoyed digital art and wanted to learn more about it and all that stuff, but turns out people just want to urban sketch, man. That's crazy to me. Like, really? I wonder why, actually. Like, I'm really curious. Like, why do you guys want to urban sketch? You know, for me it was just like, well, I started in architecture school, which is a very kind of obvious starting point. But like, why do people in this chat or in this live stream why do you guys want to learn how to urban sketch? I mean, that would really help me as well, I think, so I can tailor my content to make it more specific to you guys. So yeah, let me know, because other than like creative expression or whatever, then I don't know, like I know that sounds very naive of me actually, like, why do you guys want to even sketch? But I'm really curious, honestly. Like, I can understand if you're like a designer or if you're an artist, but if you're just like a normal kind of, I'm not saying artists aren't normal, but you know what I mean, like if you're just someone who doesn't do creative, who doesn't work in a creative field or anything, like why is it something that you want to do in your life, you know? Or maybe you guys are designers and artists, I don't know. Or aspiring designers and artists. Yeah. I literally have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. This has zero composition, zero anything. It just has a bunch of values and lines thrown on it. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. I'm definitely not going to do something this big next time. I'm tired already. I'm just so done. It's just something different, a challenge for me, says Peter. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it is actually, I think it's cool, because the cool thing about sketching is that it's different to photography in the sense that you inject your own personality into it, which is the point, and which is what I really emphasize a lot, because photography, like, it's the same, like everyone takes the same photo. You know what's really funny is, and I do this as well, I'm not saying I'm exempt, but if you go to like any popular place these days, you will literally see, like, there's this vivid memory I have from a few weeks or maybe a couple months ago, where I'm sure some of you have heard of Expo 2020. If you've not, it's basically like the biggest convention in Dubai at the moment, and we were in a pavilion in like a screen place, and there's this show going on in front of us, and literally all I see around me, including me, I'm doing this by the way because I was trying to get content for YouTube, but all around me are just people, literally everyone's just looking through their phone screen. Like, no one is actually looking at the thing. No, everyone's looking at it through their phone screen, which is crazy to me, because we're already technically, that shows that we're already living in a metaverse in a way. But the point is, we're all looking at the same thing. Like, we're not really experiencing the thing because we're so intent on capturing it for our Instagram story or for YouTube or whatever. So we don't actually experience the thing, but then sketching makes you sit down and really experience and understand that thing. And, you know, I mean, that's why I encourage people to sketch, but I don't know if that's necessarily the reason people sketch, which is why I was asking you all why you don't. I'm just ruining this now. Oh my gosh, this was so nice, and then it just like took a downhill turn from there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe stop here at some point. But yeah, I don't really talk about lessons from 2021. There was quite a few that I had, but I think I'll rename this. I'll rename this live stream because it really wasn't the correct title to use, actually, for what I did right now. I think sketching videos are easier to attract the attention of people who do not usually draw and want to just pass the time and not make a work of art and just draw. That's quite an interesting perspective, actually. Yeah, I quite like the perspective, because that makes sense. It makes sense. Because to be honest, even I'm like that. Like I said earlier, I'm not someone who likes making big works of art. I just like drawing, pretty much. So yeah, that makes sense. The thing with these inks is that they dry lighter, kind of like gouache paint. So that's why you kind of have to go over it again. I think it's also a bit of a legacy I can leave for somebody who might care. Yeah, that's true. I think that's what we're all trying to do. We're all just trying to be somebody even after we're dead, so that, you know, our names are still ringing in people's ears. But yeah, that's true. I think, morbid jokes aside, yeah, I think everyone just wants to leave a legacy, and that's what I'm doing with my channel. That's what you do with your sketches, with your artwork. That's what makes artists kind of do their work, I think, and you're trying to leave that legacy for people. And now I'm just rambling. I don't know what I'm saying, but yes, I understand what you're saying, Peter. And I think also, again, I mentioned this in a video at some point. Where am I? Let's just draw one more thing. Where should I draw it? I need to draw it in a place that the camera can see. I could draw it here. But it's kind of far from me here. What should I draw? What is around me? This is quite interesting, actually. There's like a set of plugs right behind this canvas, this easel, actually, that I can see, and you can't, thankfully. So I'm gonna draw them instead. That is actually a good point. What you don't want other people seeing in photos, you can show in a sketch and it looks cool. So like, I'm gonna show a very good example right now. I don't know if you can hear the fireworks outside. There's like a massive shopping festival going on in Dubai. It happens every year, actually. It's like not Christmas, but like end of year shopping festival. Goes on till January. Yeah. But anyways, what I was saying is, I should not focus on details. I'm gonna first get down the shapes. Okay, useful Noor is back. What I was saying is, I clearly would not show you these plugs in a photograph or in this live stream because it looks messy, it looks ugly, it's not very nice, pleasing to the eye. But in a sketch, it looks nice, it looks cool, it looks interesting in a sketch. That is also another really good reason why sketches are amazing. They are able to show reality in a way that's pleasing to the eye. And I think as well, the perception that, oh, I can't draw, really needs to kind of just be gotten rid of, because what you're saying is not, I can't draw, like physically I can't pick up a pen and draw. What you're saying is, I can't draw to the standard of what I think drawing should look like. wow, that is a quote. I'm gonna put that in a short. That was a very good quote. But I mean, it's true. Like, we have the standard of what we think drawing is. For most people, it's probably like realistic drawing, or like drawing that looks like something, basically. But you know what's funny? There's this drawing school that I was looking at. It's called the Royal Drawing School in London. And when I was looking at this through the student stories, and I was kind of looking through they do like interviews with students, and you can kind of see some of their artwork. And I wish I could zoom in, but I can't because it's on this webcam. But they were looking at some of the students' work, and you look at the students' work and you think, wow, this is not what I assumed to be good art. You know, it's very kind of, well, what you see an artist doing, which is kind of like childish marks almost. You know, but that's kind of the point of art. Like, or at least when you study art, that's kind of the point in a way. Like, you're kind of going back to that childlike imagination and that childlike hand that you just couldn't, that you kind of lost as an adult. Like, that's what a lot of artists tend to do. Because it's easy enough to teach how to draw properly, but it's really difficult to teach how to undraw, how to unlearn all of those things and like release yourself and be free and all of that stuff. So yeah, I think drawings should be interesting, not necessarily good, just interesting, just like what you're working on. Thank you. Perhaps, yeah, but I think there should also be an element of thought behind it, like something that gives it some kind of structure, which is what I'm lacking right now. Again, maybe I'm a bit too critical of my work, but like I said, I'm not a teacher myself, so I would love some assistance from like a senior mentor. That would be awesome. But I mean, I just teach what I know. Like I said, I'm not someone who's an expert. But it's actually really useful when you, as yourself, you're not an expert, but you teach other people, because you're helping each other, because you solidify the knowledge in your own head, but you're also helping someone who doesn't know that knowledge. So yeah. Hi Tori, nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by. We were just discussing, I don't know what we were discussing actually. Stuff about drawing and life and stuff. Yeah. I was supposed to talk about lessons from 2021, but then I never did, so. Oh my gosh, I need to make this smaller, still. Live streaming is very hot. I'm also sincerely hoping the webcam doesn't fall down. Let's see. Okay, cool. Oh, that's good. That's good. Good height. I'm gonna end with this drawing because it's getting quite long. You know, the thing is, like, I think, oh, I'm gonna do an hour-long live stream, like, that's such a long time. But then, like, the hour passes and I'm like, whoa. That was, like, nothing. That was a very short amount of time. Because, like, look, it's 45 minutes, I've not got much done. I mean, I have, kind of. But, yeah. It's not like I expected to finish this page today itself, or anything. And the lighting setup's kind of weird. Next time I'm definitely going to do a flat lay instead of like an easel drawing. Yeah. So yeah, this is what my plugs look like. Maybe I'll give you a sneak peek later. Even though I don't really want to show you because it's ugly, but yeah. I think that's another thing as well, is like this idea that, you know, your life, especially if you're a content creator, your life has to look really aesthetic. It's just like, oh my god, like I hate that idea so much. Because it really, I think it almost like subconsciously stopped me a lot. Because I was kind of like, oh, I don't really have an aesthetic space, like I literally just have the space that I have. But then you realize, like, oh my god, most people just have the space that they have and it's not super aesthetic. And like, there's nothing wrong with aestheticism, like genuinely if it makes you happy and you can do it, then fine, but I'm genuinely not someone who can do that. Like, it just gives me anxiety to like try and set out my space in a pretty way, because like none of my furniture matches. I get paint on everything, like everything. And it's just so difficult. Like, I don't understand how people do it. Like, I just try and keep my space clean. And that in and of itself is difficult, so forget actually making things match and having cute plants. And I mean, I kill plants. Like, I'm not a very good plant mom. I'm not a good plant mom at all, actually. I'm terrible. Can't take care of plants. And then, yeah, just whatever. Whatever, it works for some people, it doesn't work for others, but I don't think we should all be held to that standard. So if your workspace is messy, or if you have like the tiniest table to work on, or, you know, your room is not so pretty or whatever, it's fine, trust me. I draw as well too, I understand, thanks Tori. I'm glad someone understands. And Peter says you're too critical of yourself. Yeah, I know, Peter. I know that very well. But to be honest, I've gotten a lot better over the years, so it all just comes with practice, huh? But I know what you're saying, Peter, definitely, like, you know, I feel like as you get older, you kind of just let things go a bit more. Is stuff supposed to match? Well, you know, it looks nice if it does. I think what I'm trying to say is something that I say a lot on this channel, is when I talk about the Instagram aesthetic, like the rise of that gram aesthetic, which maybe some of you don't get if you don't really use social media, or maybe if you're not from the social media generation. But I grew up on social media, and so all of this was kind of fed into my psyche. The idea that, you know, things need to look perfect, your life needs to look perfect, all of that stuff. All of that good and harmful stuff. Terrible for mental health, must I say. But yeah, things should match, things should look pretty, you know, your life should look perfect, all of that stuff. All of the stuff that everyone knows is not true, but we still decide to fall into the trap of thinking it's true, and also showing people that it's true. Like, oh, look at me, my workspace is pretty, my life is pretty, I have my finances together, I have my life together. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. I just sound really salty. I'm gonna stop. Let's not go down a negative route today. Especially because I can't edit this stuff out, so I have to be careful what I say. But bringing it back to drawing, when it comes to art, yeah, like people maybe think that, oh, I need to have a perfect studio or whatever, but you don't. Like, I don't have a studio. End of story. I just have a desk. I was old before computers were invented. So count yourself lucky. Okay, so yeah, I'm just filling in like the dark areas. And what's gonna happen, this looks really dark, but it's gonna lighten. Oh, it's gonna lighten. I just sprayed. Just flicked itself. It's gonna lighten itself, so it's fine. And I'm going to I think Tori's meant to say you inspire me to your YouTube channel. If that's the case, that is very sweet of you. Thank you so much. And honestly, do it. Like, try it at least, because you shouldn't give something up until you've tried it, I think. Especially when you're young. Like, if you're a young person in your 20s, I would personally say yes to everything until you realize that you can't do this thing, and then you just say no to it. Like, there's lots of different advice out there, and I know that the most popular advice at the moment is say no, but personally, if you're young, if you're in university, if you're a student especially, just say yes to everything, and then you start filtering out. But the point that I'm trying to make is, do it, Tori, just do it. My first video I filmed literally on a whim. You can check it out, actually. It's like, I forgot what it's called. It's something to do with anestheticism. But I made it on a whim, I edited it on my phone, and then I just uploaded it. I didn't care. I think the main thing that stops people is just like the idea that it needs to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect, just do it. Like, you get perfect, or sorry, you get closer to perfect as time goes by. You know, like when you improve, like it's just incremental improvements. Like, I've improved a lot since I started, not because my first video was great, but because I've just improved over time. And I'm not saying necessarily the quality of your work, but more like your workflow improves. Like, my workflow has seriously improved so much since I started. Like, I'm able to edit YouTube videos so fast now. is amazing, like honestly. The thing that would make it even faster is if I got a new laptop, which is probably what you can hear in the background. It's so loud and so old. It went through 2 years of architecture school, 2 out of 3. So it's taken a good beating. It's, I think, 4 years old. I really need to change it. I'm being so lazy about it. Because I'm like deciding, oh, should I get a Mac or should I stick with Windows? I don't know. Because the thing with Macs is that they're like really so tedious. Like you have to buy so many different accessories to go with it. Like if I wanted to buy a Mac, I'd need to buy adapters for my hard drives. I'd need to buy adapters for everything, like just everything. Everything changes. But the user interface and like the user experience of a Mac is just so nice. And Windows laptops are so heavy as well. Oh my god, so heavy. I only use Instagram on my computer, like once a week, but I'll follow you. Thank you, Paz. To be fair, I barely use Instagram as well. I've kind of gone off Instagram. It's just really annoying me, and just I don't get the returns that I want, you know? Like YouTube is good. YouTube, if you put in the work, you get stuff, you know, you get consistency. The algorithm helps you on YouTube. But on Instagram, oh my god, never helps me. I swear, I've been on Instagram for like 4 years now. I have only 1,000 followers. I have more followers on YouTube in the 6 months that I started than I did on Instagram. Like it's ridiculous, honestly. So yeah, Instagram I'm not a big fan of anymore. I don't know how people get following on it, seriously. Because I've tried every method out there except the paying for followers thing, which I'm never gonna do because I'm not that desperate. Thank you very much. If you do it, I mean fine, but like it's not something I do personally. Thank you. I'm 19, and how can you get started? Well, there's lots of ways. You can obviously start by, you know, YouTube tutorials. How can I edit for free? It depends what laptop you have as well. Or you can use your phone. Obviously, there's lots of free editing softwares out there on your phone that you can use. You can just find stuff. There's one I use on my phone called Prism. Prism Video Editor. I actually use it to edit TikToks when I very, very occasionally make them. I'm not sure how good it is to edit videos, but to be honest, like if you really want to just start simply, you can literally just film on your phone. I use my phone, by the way. Like for most of my videos, I use my phone to film. Like I don't have a proper cam. Well, that's a lie. I have a DSLR, but for like time lapses and stuff, for like longer videos, I use my phone. Which is a Note 8. Now it's a Note 20. And so you start by filming on your phone, do a drawing, and just film yourself doing it. And then you can either talk over the video, or you can do a voiceover, which is what I do for most of my videos. Or you can just add subtitles and text, which is what a lot of people do as well, because they don't want to put their voice out there, which is completely fine as well. So yeah, there's tons of options. Honestly, tons. Tons and tons and tons. And then you just hit publish. And that's it. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm just gonna make this a bit darker. I'm glad that we could have this conversation, guys. This was fun. Even though we didn't talk about 2021. What are your guys' plans for 2021? I think your plan, Tori, should be to start your YouTube channel. That would be good. I'd love to see it. And you already have 2 subscribers. You have me and Peter, so there you go. I think as well, when you're starting a YouTube channel, you really need to know what your aim is in doing it. Because if your aim is just to get followers, then you're not going to last very long, trust me. But if your aim is to actually, you have a message that you want to spread, that's a good message, and it's, you know, going to benefit people, and you know, people have told you that you're good at spreading that message, or you have a talent or whatever, then you should do it. Then you should definitely do it. Like, because before I started YouTube, I mentioned this earlier, but I was teaching courses, I was doing stuff about art and design, so yeah, like I knew it would work. I knew I had this kind of skill or this talent to kind of teach art and design, and I was more importantly I was passionate about it. But yeah, it's kind of just the marrying of your passion with a use or like a skill that's needed in the world. That's kind of what you need to think about. But you know, in the beginning you don't really need to care about that. Just start by putting out videos, even if it's just time-lapse videos of your artwork. That's enough. Because the first thing you need to do when you're starting with YouTube is you just need to get over that fear of posting the video. It's kind of like me with my live streams. Like I need to just get over the fear of starting my live stream, and then it works, you know. All right, but I think I'm gonna be finishing here. I'm gonna end this here. It's nearly 1 hour. I'm gonna be okay. Please apologize for this awful video. Absolutely awful. But this is the plug. And I'll show you, the plugs are there. There we go, sneak peek. So you can kind of see if I compare. Yeah, it looks kind of similar, doesn't it? That's cool. And as well as that, I did these books, and then also this clock here. But I think this was the most successful sketch, because I think these sketches were kind of like a warm-up. Like I wasn't really sure what I was doing. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. It was fun. I'm glad this worked. And I really hope that I can make this into a regular practice, because it's fun and I want to do this more often. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and have a happy new year, and I'll see you in 2022. Bye!